That's going in.
But I was more happy. I was more happy with it, definitely. Though, like I'm away. I think ultimately it's just like you can find any kind of party just depending on who you're hanging out with or if you're going to a frat or not. I mean, there's a lot of different kinds, good and bad.
I remember my first frat party would be like right after I rushed, and it was like a theme, and there's just so many people there. I mean, like you don't expect it. It's like everyone. It's like really hot, and I just remember the floors being really sticky, and like they told me to buy frat shoes, and I was like, what are frat shoes? Like
shoes that will get destroyed in
Yep.
a week.
And so now looking back on it like 2 years ago, I think that's like what sits with me the most is just like not being overwhelmed, but like not being like the most comfortable. But now it's like second nature. You just go in and that's just how it is.
I was definitely overwhelmed with the amount of alcohol at a function, especially when you had like, I think the first
Triad.
Yeah, the first party was a triad, so we had 3 fraternities come together, and then just you throw in girls and stuff. That was so many most people. Like that was the most people I've ever seen at a party. Just because I came from bonfires and all that kind of stuff, and never been to a house party in high school. But you go to something like that, and like you mentioned, you got sticky floors, and you got tons of people on the dance floor, and so it was overwhelming. But I mean, it wasn't negative. It was just kind of like waking up to, wow, this is what it can be like.
I'd say Pullman's a lot different from a lot of other colleges, though. Like we drink way more than a lot of other colleges. Like friends will come visit you from like I have some friends that go to Alabama and they're like, we drink over there, but you guys are different. Like you guys drink fast and not like. We can drink over time, but you guys will drink the amount we drink in like hours, and then we're like, whoa.
Especially during football season.
Yeah, no, it's insane.
Section's wild.
And like I feel like as a freshman too, like at a first party, like you're pressured a lot more to drink as a freshman because one of my buddies at that party, he's like, oh yeah, this beer bong is loco, it'll be fine. And I was like, I'm not scared, so did that, and that was my first real like party experience. So, and then someone like dove into a pool they had and like broke his arm. Yeah, but it was a fun party though. So,
yeah. Loco beer bong. Ooh.
Yeah.
So this next question is a little personal, but do you guys drink or use other substances? And if so, how much? You guys are free not to answer, obviously.
I mean, I'll go first.
Yeah, I'm after you.
Freshman year, definitely 90 to 95% of it was just drinking, and then maybe a little bit of weed. But it's definitely changed for me, just because physically drinking does not go well anymore, especially the next day. And so, quite often, I smoke a lot more than I drink now.
I smoke quite a bit.
Yeah.
Pot. Yeah, I smoke a little bit of pot, but honestly, drinking depends on the week. But depending on how busy I am, like if I don't really have anything going on, I'll probably go like Wednesday through Saturday. And if I have like quite a bit of stuff going on, I'll go like Thursday or Friday through Saturday.
I would say I dab a lot. Daily dab. Function fun.
It's a one-hitter quitter for me and that's the...
Abs are just the float vibe. Cruising through the day. But no drinking for me. I have a hernia.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think it like flipped for me. Like back in like high school, I would smoke like every single day, just like constantly. And I like didn't really drink that much. And then when I came to school, like I'm not I'm 21, and I'm like not a functional like high. And so I like don't smoke that much because I need to do homework, but I drink probably like way more than I should.
It's the same with me, honestly. I smoked a lot in high school, now I'm more of a drinker.
I probably smoke like a few times a week now, and I drink a few more times a week.
I went opposite of you.
Yeah.
I drank a lot, and then I kind of like killed it off, but started smoking way more when I.
Everyone switches at one point or another.
You just get tired of one, start on the next. You know?
Yeah.
I guess Molly's my next or something like that. Got it. Something.
Anyone else?
I just drink alcohol. I don't really smoke weed or anything. I know maybe for some people that's hard to believe, but because everyone says that everybody smokes weed, but I'm actually one of those who don't. I might be open to doing edibles, but I know it's not the same as actually smoking. He's shaking his head. No, it's not.
It's not.
If you don't, edibles can definitely like.
Sneak
up on
Like,
Yeah,
edibles
it's on your
are
ass.
and
Sit
nothing
throughout the
wrong.
6 hours we're
Yeah, that makes
smoking
sense.
at one point, so if you're not ready for it, you have to be ready for the 6 hours.
Right.
Yeah.
You're for right. Yeah.
Okay, sorry, was there anything
No,
else?
you're good.
Okay. Last question, is there anything else you guys would like to tell us about college partying or its relationship to the media?
Don't post everything on the media. When you're at your parties, like no one really wants to see that shit on your Snapchat story. No one really cares that much. Just be responsible. Make sure you have like good friends. Like if you get too drunk, to take care of you, and like you'll find the line eventually. Like getting too drunk and what's not too drunk. Haven't quite found it yet, but we're working on it. And yeah.
Don't leave a pile of mattresses below the roof of a frat, or people will start jumping.
Yeah, I remember that.
So,
Also,
people
I
start
hear
saying it, then all of a sudden you look up,
statistically
someone's on the roof instead of the
isn't that
staircase,
bad
like, uh-oh.
compared to other schools. Like we're not like
Yeah.
that disproportionate, so that's amazing.
Which is interesting. You would think that we are, but I've seen those same
Yeah.
statistics.
Like, we're fine.
Have any of you guys been at the places where they burn the couches after like big wins?
Oh, yeah, well, one of my friends actually burned himself jumping over the couches. I mean,
Nice.
yeah, he fell. He tripped over it, and leg,
I mean, I was at
What were you
Watershed.
thinking? What were you thinking?
I was at Watershed and they let a camper on fire. And that was,
No.
I believe it.
yeah, that was pretty crazy.
Damn country music.
Anything else?
What do you think, Scully?
My thoughts? I agree with most of you guys. It's like, I think the media over-exaggerates what happens in college, but the media does, in fact, influence our behavior in college. And it can still lead us to drink too much or smoke too much or any of the above.
It's sort of like a priming, you know what I'm saying? Like it's sort of, you're like, oh, this is what we're supposed to do, then you don't really find out, like you all said, until you get here, and it's a different experience than you
Yeah.
thought it would be.
You just have to experience it, honestly, firsthand to understand. I think a lot of I'm the only one of my friends that joined a fraternity, and like they'll come here and they're like, oh, this is nothing like I thought it was gonna be. This is nothing like I expected. I was like, yeah, you just gotta see it for firsthand.
Yeah, it's kind of difficult sometimes after something comes out in the news, something bad happened, and then you go home and you tell family that may not have ever, experienced being in a fraternity or sorority. You gotta like explain to them it's not like what you see on TV all the time. I mean, just crazy stuff happening 24/7.
And it's not like it was in the 80s. Like my dad was in a frat, and he was just like, it was insane back then. Now, like it seems less hectic.
Yeah.
Because back then they just didn't have, it was just the police rolled around. If it wasn't them, there was no social media is how everyone gets in trouble now. Like that is like, you get yourself in trouble with social media. Where back in the day, there was none of that, so you just did whatever you were doing in person.
So thanks again for helping us out, guys. We appreciate you taking the time. And once again, if you guys have any questions or concerns, just send me an email, alec.scully@wsu.edu. This is for a study for Comp 309, and thanks again.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate it.
You appreciate it.
Thanks, Grant.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Oh, yeah.
We're going back to the house.
Yep.
I know.
I don't know, we like,
I might go to the dispensary.
Ian,
Got a couple of consent
Ian,
forms.
are you? Never mind. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, yeah, just text me.
I have to be back at 8:05.
We'll be back in just a second.
Not in it.
She's on the phone.
Yeah, I think
Told everyone that
we don't have anything due for a little bit. Just
We have to do the proof of completion. I don't really know when it's gonna be that.
Oh, the interview.
Thanks, guys. Thanks,
I know it's ironic. Like,
Yeah, appreciate it. Man. That looks warm as hell, bro.
oh yeah.
So, what do you guys know we have to turn in for the proof of completion thing? Because there's nothing online about it.
I just like.
We can ask her tomorrow, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna do like the 20th and shit.
Oh,
I'd
it's
sign
not,
up to
is it not
Proctor.
until?
It's not, I tried to get it knocked out early because I was thinking about going over to the other side of the mountains this weekend.
Yeah.
And then some shit came
So I
up.
think it's good that we got it.
Yeah, she said we'd be worrying about it, you know,
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, and I was timing it, and it was about like 4
Like,
months.
I just
Yeah,
feel like
that was
wherever we
too.
go, like this is my thing, is like we could
So,
totally
proof
make
of
it back in
completion.
time if it wasn't
Oh,
on
wow.
Wednesday.
I thought it was due to.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Friday.
on those days.
Is it?
We got
Yeah,
plenty of
everyone's
time,
gonna
so
do
like,
it, they're,
we
like,
can ask her in
loved
class, cause
ones.
if we got everything
Or
to,
gal pals.
cause we got that on record right now, cause
There's
it's still
$6
recording.
pizzas
Yeah.
at Domino's.
But.
Huh.
I'm fine.
My sister hates
Okay,
Domino's
cool.
pizza too.
No, I
I
like.
feel like you can only have Domino's if you're.
I'll make my notes like way more clear,
It's so much nicer when you're.
probably before.
We just have to like get that transcript down,
I
and,
don't
like,
want
Yeah.
bento because.
I heard that we can scan the transcript somehow.
Thanks, Vegan.
Like, that's what she said something about like
Sorry,
being
guys,
able to
we heard you.
scan